Okay, so here's the truth of it. I started all these plants this spring, and the plan was originally to get them in the ground much sooner than this. Right now it's getting on to almost mid-October, and it is awfully late in trying to plant some of this stuff out. This here is a sedum ground cover. It's not your typical sedum that you would find in the landscape. But this, see, it will crawl along the ground, it'll root, it's perennial, it'll come back year after year, and hopefully it will help build the soil. So if you're wondering, why might we be planting a perennial ground cover in the orchard instead of just sticking with the mulch? Well, for one, the mulch has not done a good job keeping the weeds down. I have lots of weeds that are coming back, pushing through, whether they are new seeds that got planted by the birds or whatever. A lot of them I kind of suspect are seeds that were in the ground already, part of the seed bank, before the mulch went down. Then the cardboard breaks down, goes away, and then these seeds are able to grow. Here you can see I have a yarrow. I'm not sure if I'm in shot there. But here's a yarrow that's been in the ground all summer. These, like I said, are a sedum or a stone crop off, they're often called. But you might be wondering, why would we be planting a perennial ground cover in the orchard? Well, the reason for that's pretty simple, actually. Like I said, for one, to keep weeds down. You can see how poor of a job the mulch has done, and actually I came through here and put in a lot of hours trying to weed in here, and it's just been impossible. And the amount of mulch it takes, it's just not sustainable. So we're going to try to do a different method, which, like I said, is going to be this ground cover, which will take a few years to establish. But part of the goal with the perennial ground cover is that these are trees. They prefer a fungally dominated soil, which is part of the point of the wood chips. They will help encourage fungus instead of bacteria. We're going to limit the amount of disturbance to the soil to help promote the fungal growth. We've planted or inoculated with wine cap mushrooms, which are done now. They're decaying, but they'll spread over time. They could be used as an edible crop if you wanted. But the perennials will also help it establish as a fungally dominated soil. And there's also several different types of plants that I have that we're going to be planting. I don't even honestly remember the names of many of them, but there's ice plant, clovers, purslane, yarrows, stone crop, or sedum. What else? That might be it. Oh, I have comfrey, of course. I have a few of those. I just established them this year, so I'll be able to increase and split and divide those more in the future. But you can see one here that's done well. But we'll be able to take that and split that up each year. There's several of them throughout here. But again, the whole goal here is to suppress weeds. Here's a nice yarrow. Suppress weeds, make it so that we can walk through here still. I don't want tall, hip-high grass. I want it to remain short, but which is why a lot of these things that I've selected were just 6-inch tall growing plants or lower. If you want to explore this for yourself, I used a website called outsidepride.com, and there you can buy seeds of all kinds of ground covers. I specifically looked for things that were low growing, like I said, 6 inches or less, and then also tried to find things that were different types of plants, and looking for different things that could be bioaccumulators, and also things with different types of roots. Whether we got tap roots that can go down deep, break up the soil. We have clay here, so it's good to break up that clay and that hard pan a bit. And then also fibrous root systems, things that could be used for chop and drop, like I said, like the comfrey there. And then also some are perennial. The only thing I put in here that's annual is the purslane, but that's well known for its taproot and its ability to mine nutrients from the ground. And then it's being a self-seeding annual, hopefully will return. But each year when it dies and rots, it'll leave nice aeration holes from the taproot in the ground. All right, so I want to give you a quick look at what I have here. Again, the intention of this was originally to grow this out and plant it earlier in the year, like in the spring, but it's been a busy, crazy year, so literally never got to plant this out. This stuff is sitting in full sun, so lots of it went dry several times, so lots of it's not looking good, but I have more seed, or can get more seed easily, and I'll definitely be starting more of this for next year. So this is an ice plant. Again, perennial, it's succulent-like. The leaves are kind of textured and fuzzy. You can actually see this is some wild purslane that has taken residence in the tray, so that's fine. That'll just go right on out. Here's something called pennyroyal. I don't see any left over. It all dried up. And then here's some purslane that I started. We'll see. I don't know that that'll have time to self-seed this year. This was a rock cress. Here's the sedum. Again, there's several sedums. This is all sedums, just like the ones that you just saw me planting. Here's another type of sedum. I'm sorry, this is creeping thyme. So the creeping thyme will be going in there. Here's the sedum, another sedum, different varieties of sedum. You can see this discoloration. I mean, this is because they've been in these tiny plugs all summer long. I put a little fertilizer in here at one point this year, but just if they can establish here this fall, I imagine they'll be just fine. Here's a clover again. It's really struggled, but still there. Oh, and here is wild strawberries. Again, they've really struggled. Been in these tiny little, these are 128 trays, I think. So there's pretty small plugs, but they've been in here all summer. They've struggled, but once they're in the ground, they'll just be happy as can be. Here's some Irish moss. Stuff's really neat. Oh, what was this? Oh, this is Roman chamomile. Chamomile. So that'll be nice out there. More sedum. And creeping speedwell, this is called. So right here, this one, creeping speedwell. You can see that it's taken over and just created an absolute mat. I'm gonna have a hard time even getting these out of here. It's actually invading into this sedum over there. But that's what I have left. Again, kind of disappointed in the fact is had such a tough go with it. Never even got to plant it, but you know, that's life. We got flowers, we got kids, got all kinds of other stuff we're worrying about and have to take care of. Got a regular full-time job, so just doing what we can do. Not gonna worry about it, not gonna cry about it, but we'll just get it planted now, see what takes, see what comes back next year, and I'll also get more seed going. So again, if the point of this is to help encourage the orchard, the ground there to be fungally dominated. It was all grass, which is going to be very bacterial dominated. But here we were trying to help it move to fungal dominance with the wood chips, the perennial ground cover, trying to suppress weeds, and also plants with different types of roots, which will all have different, they'll all be pulling up different minerals and nutrients that'll be in the tissue of the plant, that each year when some dies or gets cut off, or some of the annual purslane dies and rots, it's just going to feed the top surface of the soil. So hopefully at some point over the next couple of years, this will all spread and get a nice mat or carpet out in the orchard. And I hope I can give you an update on this before too long. So it's just a beautiful mat. All of this too flowers in various ways, so it's going to be very beneficial for pollinators and also bring in beneficial insects to help protect the fruit trees. So anyways, if you found this interesting or useful, hit the like button if you liked it, and also if you want to see how this works out in the future, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.